Hello, 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 YouTube. How are you guys doing out there today on this good old Thankful Thursday? Truth be told, Thursday, the almost end of the week Thursday. Hope everybody is doing good. Thank you so much for coming back and stopping in to have a conversation with me. Real Talk Therapy 101 with your girl Ebony. So glad to be here with you guys today as we are working through our conversation of the uncharted water of fear and how many different things we can relate to in that sense. But we're looking at fear, the acronym, which brings us down to our custom-made shirt of the day. Fear, face everything, and recover. And remember, that's one of the biggest things that we're starting to learn, that recovery does not just take place in substance abuse. It also takes place in mental health when we're recovering from, the symptoms of depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, any of those disorders, bipolar, any of those disorders that we have that are tied into some of our substance uses. And so our coach bag of the day, we're continuing with our multicolored fanny pack because of the blue, going through with that. And our kicks for today are the Carolina Blue, Powder Blue, Vapor Max. So let's dive right into it. Y'all know once we get started on a good conversation, we try to keep going on one. And so yesterday we talked about the expectations that are put on us by others. We talked about trying to make sure we do those things that they least expect us to do, to not be afraid to go further than we have been going. And so today, I want to talk a little bit about the fear of the unknown. When we don't know what's going to happen next, when we don't know what's going to go on, sometimes we start to have, this funny feeling in our stomach, or our chest might tighten up, or, you get a headache. Your body physically reacts from you having symptoms of anxiety or worrying about something. And so the fear of the unknown is one of those things that can cripple us. And how it can cripple us, we start worrying about what may happen. And a lot of times we as human beings go to the worst case scenario before we start thinking about the good things that could be taking place. And so the fear of not knowing what's going to happen if I quit this job, the fear of not knowing what's going to happen if I walk away from this relationship, the fear of not knowing what's going to happen if I don't answer the phone every time a family member or a friend calls me, the fear of not being a part of mess, the fear of no longer being a victim. That's right. Some people fear no longer being the damsel in distress all the time. In this day and time, damsels, we cannot be in distress because a lot of the times we're the ones doing the rescuing. So you got to get to a place of, how can I deal with what I'm feeling with, how I'm feeling, in the most productive, positive way, so that I can keep going, because everybody else around me has some fears. They're facing their things and trying to recover. So I got to give them some space to recover. I can't constantly get up every day, call somebody, and every day something is wrong with me. How many people do y'all know like that? Every day something has gone wrong. Something is going on. They have nothing good to look for in a day. Every day something's bothering you? Come on. Why is it that you don't take time to look on the bright side of things? No, my bank account may not be where I need it to be right now, but it's not in a negative. No, my relationship is not in the best, standing right now, but we're fighting for each other, so that matters. No, this friendship may not be two-sided, but this time I'm going to be the one to take a break, and it can be okay. No, I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen at that job when I leave, because it's not worrying about me while I'm here. We have to get to a space of looking at stuff in different ways. There's a meme, and I'm going to try to find it and put it at the end of this video. If I don't find it today, I will look for it because I may or may not have saved it. But it's a picture of supposedly Jesus Christ, and a little girl has a teddy bear, and it's a small little teddy bear, and she's holding on to it for dear life, and it's ragged, it's torn apart, it's having to be taped back together. You can tell she's had it for so long. And behind the back of the Jesus Christ, he has a bigger, newer teddy bear. But the gist of it is that sometimes we have to let go of what we've been so accustomed to holding on to in order to have bigger and better, when it's no longer something that you can put energy into and fight for. You know what you have the energy to do. You know what you have the energy to try to move forward and do. And you know when you're just plain sick and tired of a situation. You know when you've had enough. But do you know when it's time to hold it and when it's time to fold it? You know, good old Kenny Rogers. And you know, the song, know when to hold them and know when to fold them. We've got to learn when it's time to keep fighting and keep putting energy into something. And when it's time to say, I did all I think I can do here. There's nothing left for me to do here but walk away. And walking away, facing everything and recovering, it takes an amount of strength that you got to pull from deep down inside somewhere, and not allow that fear of facing everything and recovering to cause you to forget everything and end up relapsing. How many times have you tried to do something over and over and over, and no matter how many times you try to do it, it failed? Nothing seemed to get better. Those are those things that you have to learn to start, hey, maybe this is not for me, or maybe I should be playing a different role in this. Maybe I should be moving in a different direction when it comes to this sort of thing. I can no longer be the person in crisis all the time, the attention seeker, because after a while, people gonna get tired of paying attention to your foolishness. You have to be able to do something, even to go into a quote from the Bible that says, faith without works is dead. So you're believing in something, but you don't want to believe in it. I think one time before I talked about, somebody giving you all the ingredients it takes to bake a cake, and you have the recipe, but you sit there and look at all the ingredients in the recipe, and you don't even try to make the cake. You've been given everything. You didn't have to go out here and buy none of that stuff. It was handed to you, and you still won't take the time to try to bake the cake. What do you want? When you're in your boat and you're stuck in uncharted waters, and some of your cheerleaders have swam out. They've jumped out of their boats and they've swam out to you to get in your boat with you and to help you, and you're sitting on both paddles. You won't even receive the help. Stop being afraid to be independent. Stop being afraid to start living your life a different way. Stop being afraid of what if. Because in order to get where you are, you've already gone through some unknown. You've already done some things that you didn't know what was going to be on the other side, but you went anyway. It's time out for this foolishness. We're adults, for goodness sake. It's time to start putting your money where your mouth is, as they say. It's time to start acting your age and being according, and stop fearing things, but to start facing those things that you fear. It's time. So, okay, it's the unknown, but don't act like you haven't gone down a path that you've never been down before. Every day that you wake up is a new and different day. And I doubt that any of us live our life like Bill Murray did on Groundhog Day, where he woke up and everything was the same. Or oh gosh, I can't think of her name right now, but 50 First Dates, when she was suffering with her memory, and every day it played out the same. None of our days play out the same. We may do some of the same things throughout each day, but every day it does not play out the same. You may not get out of bed at the same time. Even if your clock goes off at 6, you might not get up till 6:10. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe if whatever, you don't do the same things every day. You have a routine of things that you need to get done, but you do not accomplish them the same ways. So stop being afraid of the unknown. We lay down in our beds at night and go to sleep without the fear of will we wake up the next day. We breathe air, and none of us know how we breathe. I'm talking to you, but somewhere in between there, I'm breathing and bringing in the oxygen and releasing whatever I'm supposed to release without knowing how to do it. I never said to y'all, oh, wait, hold up, I gotta breathe. That's operating in your unknown. You get in your car, you crank it up, and you start driving as though you know you're going to get from wherever you started out, point A to point B, to go back to point A. If we can operate in it that way, we can put in the work to help our mental, to help our jogged up thoughts and all this negative stuff that we end up dealing with. Take some time to process it, and process it in a way that works for you. Because if you try to do it the way somebody else is going to tell you to do it, you're not going to come out with the results that you need to come out with. It's just not going to happen. So in the mix of that, in the growth period or in this awareness period, it's time to face those fears and start to recover. It's time. Don't put it off any longer. It's time. And so I thank you guys for stopping by. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Looking to see who's commenting, who's sharing. When you share, let me know that you've shared, because that's part of the giveaway for this month. And just continue, to let me know things you guys want to talk about. We're going to continue these interventions. We're going to continue because we have to keep each other lifted up. We have to work through these thoughts in our minds in order to move forward. And I'm here for it. And I'm so thankful for each of you that have joined, those of you that have been faithful from the beginning to this day. I thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.